I get asked all the time, what about ADD, ADHD, autism? What about anxiety attacks, panic attacks? What about depression, manic depression, bipolar disease? What about suicide? What about PTSD? All this kind of stuff. How many nutrients does the brain need? The brain needs all 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and I've been yelling about this forever. And one of the things that you have to appreciate in the book, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, which came out in 1994, I show you how to do a diagnostic test with your kids and grandkids and neighbors' kids and babies at the church and so forth to see if they have any of these problems. What you do, let's say they're 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, and they're starting to show a bunch of stuff because in 1980, it was 1 out of 250,000 kids in America had either autism, ADD, or ADHD. By 1990, it was 1 out of 2,500. By 2000, it was 1 out of something like 1 out of 850. And then in 2005, it was 1 out of 185. 2010, it's 1 out of 300, and today it's 1 out of 68. That's because kids aren't getting their nutrition, okay? They're just not getting nutrition for the brain. Well, once you get a hold of the books, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, and Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. And what's going on here? What is it, pollution? No, it's a lack of nutrition and a pressure put on these kids by the quick sort of convenient breakfast they have and so forth instead of some good old eggs and sweet potatoes and the 90 essential nutrients. And it's one of these things, again, the diagnostic test, which is in the book Rare Earths Forbidden Cures. What you do is, let's say you have a 6-year-old kid. Say, okay, here's a crayon, here's a piece of paper, draw me a giraffe. And this is like 10 o'clock in the morning. Just don't let the mom give him any breakfast yet. Have her bring the regular breakfast in. And the kid will draw a pretty nice giraffe. It'll be a long neck, big square spots, little horns, long legs. And then right after he draws his giraffe, as a reward, you give him the breakfast the mama brought. And then a half hour later, you take away that giraffe picture, give another piece of paper, another crayon, say, draw me a giraffe. And these kids will draw a giraffe that looks like a bowling pin. And they'll take the crayon and stab the paper. Instead of making big square spots, they stab the paper, making holes in the paper. Okay? You begin to see what's going on here just in a half hour. Then I can go to any restaurant, one of these sort of medium-range restaurants that for Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, 4th of July. They have all these pre-printed sort of line drawings, and you give the kids crayons, they're supposed to color them in. I can tell you just by looking at those line drawings that have been colored in by these kids who has ADD, ADHD, autism, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, who is a violent kid, who's a disruptive kid, because the disruptive ones will, and have ADD, ADHD, and autism, will take black and dark green and brown and dark red and purple and scribble all over the place, not even attempting to stay in the lines. The ones who do not have these problems will choose the appropriate colors, orange for pumpkins instead of black, and so forth, and green for trees instead of purple. And you can always tell who's in trouble and who isn't just by looking at their color ins on these pre-printed pages. And I used to do this in my practice when I would see kids back in the 1970s, and that's what got me going, to where I could actually tell very quickly. That's where I invented that system. I could tell very quickly which kid was in trouble, how to change his diet, and put him on the 90 essential nutrients. Now, this goes way back to 1978, all right? And, of course, it still works today. And I urge you, again, to get a hold of the book Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, the book Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and learn how to prevent these problems. Get the mother, before she conceives, on the 90 essential nutrients. All through the pregnancy, she develops the kid in. From the moment the kid's born, whether she's breastfeeding or not, the babies need to have their own supply of the 90 essential nutrients, whether it's being breastfed or not. Get them on a gluten-free diet. 70% of Americans are gluten intolerant. It's just not worth the risk. People say, well, isn't there a test? Well, there actually is one. You have to take a biopsy of the intestines, the small intestine, like one biopsy every 5 inches, because gluten intolerance doesn't impact the intestines in a uniform blanket. It randomly scattered method that afflicts the intestines. So to get an accurate yes or no, you're going to have to take one biopsy every 5 inches of the intestines. It's not a good way. It's better just to go on a gluten-free diet. Everybody in the household, including the dog and the cat and the bird and the fish and mom and dad and siblings and mother-in-law and grandma, everybody's got to be gluten-free for 90 days. And you'll notice a huge improvement. And also you notice in these kids who have ADD, ADHD, autism, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, and so forth, almost always they're going to have a skin problem. They'll have asthma. They'll have belly problems. They'll have a bloated belly. They'll have constipation, diarrhea. They'll have irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, colitis, ulcerative colitis, diverticulitis, celiac disease. And what you have to do is, of course, get them on a gluten-free diet, get them on the 90 essential nutrients, and it all just goes away. Don't forget the eggs for breakfast. Certainly not fried. But Fruity Pebbles and apple juice is out. If you've heard me diss Fruity Pebbles and apple juice or anything similar, Cheerios and grape juice or Sunny Delight and Eggos, not good if you want to have a nice kid. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie After these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, this one is one of these ones that vindicates you. Because the headline of this Fox News story is High Fructose Diet May Contribute to Anxiety and Depression in Adolescents. And they're going.
There you go.
Yeah, they're going. This was actually a study that was done at Emory University, and they said that the information was presented at the annual meeting for the Society of Neuroscience. They said consuming excess fructose, sugar commonly added to foods and beverages, may worsen depression and anxiety in teenagers, according to this new research. They say. They found, the researchers from Emory found that fructose can alter the brain, how the brain responds to stress. They say people develop these brain processes during adolescence, suggesting that teens may be most vulnerable to fructose potential side effects. According to the lead author, Constance Harrell, a graduate student at Emory, says our results offer new insights into the ways in which diet can alter brain health and may lead to important implications for adolescents' nutrition and development. And they go on to say fructose, sugar found in fruits and vegetables, but many companies add it to their processed foods as a sweetener. Previous research has shown that added fructose can promote negative cardiovascular effects. And at Emory, what they did was they had adolescent and adult rats either on a standard or high fructose diet. They say after 10 weeks, only the adolescent animals that consumed the excess fructose exhibited depressive behavior and were measured to have developed a new stress hormone response to an acute stressor. They also saw alterations in the genetic pathway that helps regulate how the brain responds to stress. They didn't observe these changes in the adult rats or with a high fructose diet or adult or adolescents that had the standard diet. They noted that fructose stimulates the neural pathways that affect the brain's response to stress, also may exacerbate anxiety and depression. According to the National Institute of Health, depressive disorder impacts about 11% of American adolescents. And they say, according to the World Health Organization, they say major depressive disorder is the leading cause of disability among Americans aged 15 to 44. So there you go. You've been vindicated again because you've been talking about all that extra sugar causing problems in kids for years.
I was waiting for my flourish.
Oh, I got you one. Or you want another one?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that was worthy of a twofer.
There you go.
Because, of course, this causes the requirement of special needs programs in schools. It doubles the cost of teaching a kid how to read and write, and just you almost have to have a sheriff there to watch them, keep them out of trouble and keep them from wandering off and doing all these problems. And really all you have to do is get them on a sugar-free diet, really reduce the carbohydrates, get them on the 90 essential nutrients, and it all comes right. They don't need to be on Ritalin. They don't need to be on other antidepressant drugs. And this is the problem. You know, when you have all these kids that commit suicide, they actually shoot up schools and so forth. Veterans come home from the war zone and they commit suicide. There's more veterans die every year from suicide in the United States than are killed by the enemy in the field of battle. Well, that's a terrible statistic. That's because, you know, they're out there for 3 years sweating, carrying an 80-pound pack, and they get meals ready to eat, which are essentially just calories. They don't give them any real nutrition, no vitamins and minerals. They're seriously depleted by the time they come back, and any little stress is going to make them go off the handle. And so you never see the psychiatrists who care for these people. Whenever they shoot up a school or they commit suicide or they shoot up a workplace, where are the doctors who are taking care of them? Now, if some famous person gets a broken back, boy, the doctor's right there to tell you what they're going to do surgically. But when they have a brain that's in trouble, all the psychiatrists disappear. And so I think we need to chase these guys down. Okay? If we put some of them in jail, we'll start solving the problems. Well, stick with us. And thank you so much, Doug. Really super job. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to St. Petersburg, Russia, and Ameshu. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Ameshu. You're on the air.
It's Amshel. I'm calling again. How are you doing, doctor?
Okay, Amshel. How can we help you?
Thank you, sir. I just had a question about the Ultimate EFA and the rebound effects. The question for Ultimate EFA is the glycerin and the gelatin. Would you be kind enough to tell me what animals are those from?
If
you would know.
Yeah, I have to check that out for you. I apologize.
Okay.
So are you looking if you're looking for the kosher thing, is that what you're looking?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the vegan, the kosher ones, for sure that I know of, are what we call the multi-EFAs. They're called multi-EFAs.
And they give the exact same thing?
Yeah, it's made from evening primrose oil, and I know there's fish oil in the EFAs and the EFA pluses. There's only evening primrose oil. It's totally 100% plant, and it's listed as a vegan. In other words, all plant material. Absolutely no animal stuff in there. And the gelatin in that particular capsule is made from plant material.
Okay, but it gives the same benefit as the.
Oh yes, absolutely.
All right, great. And the rebound effects, sir. I see. Does it have any grape-derived ingredients? Like it says, there's a fruit juice blend mix. Is there grape in it?
Again, I'd have to check that out. The fruit juice blend. You're looking at 20 different fruits, and it doesn't change. But I apologize. I don't have any sitting in front of me to read the label. I have 1,000 products, and I apologize.
That's fine.
You can actually go online and look at that product, and it will list all the ingredients in there.
I was actually looking for it, and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
I actually called the Longevity. They told me to call Mr. Renton. But,
yes, exactly. He would be the guy that knows off the top of his head, exactly.
All right. I have one last question for you, sir.
Don't ask me any more embarrassing questions.
Yeah, I had to because I can't find answers anywhere. All right. About autism, thank you for the introduction. It helped a lot because we're starting a little thing here in Russia we're actually from America. We're starting to do a little thing here helping children with autism.
Okay, well, hang on. We got to run one of these message moments here, so hang on. We'll be back with you in just a moment, Emshel. Okay, Doug, we're going right back to Russell and Emshel. Okay, we're talking about you're trying to start an organization for autistic kids, okay?
Yes, sir. And we're trying to help autistic children here, and we're basically using your advice. And I even want to speak a little bit about the tangerine for my mother. In 2 weeks after taking the tangerine, she lost 10 pounds already. Just 2 weeks, just drinking 2 scoops a day. It's amazing. So that's a little shout out for you.
Of course, being overweight is a factor of mineral deficiencies. You take a nutrient supplement that is really spiked heavy with minerals, which our Healthy Start Pack, the tangerine is. You begin to lose weight because the cravings go away. Your metabolism works better. And so, yes, you're giving a great testimony. We appreciate that. And we should be coming to Russia soon. We've actually had a committee there over a couple of weeks ago. They were there for a week, and we're getting licensed in Russia. So before the end of the year, we look forward to having licenses and approvals of many products. We're going to start going to Russia and many other new countries, adding to the 50 countries we're already involved in. So we look forward to meeting you, sir.
I'm actually really excited about that too, and I would really like to be a big part of that because I'm American and my mother is actually Russian.
Okay.
But anyway, that aside, sir, you started the show off really well with about the autism, the ADD, the ADHD, and those things. I really appreciate that. And the other thing, can you just explain briefly what happens to the brain, to the child's brain, aside from the stacked vaccines? What happens to the child of the brain, to the brain of the child, when that causes actual autism and also maybe Down syndrome? If you could speak a little about that. Thank you, sir.
Okay, well, Down syndrome is a very simple zinc deficiency in the first 2 minutes of pregnancy. Very simple. In the early pregnancy, it's reversible. Once you get past 91 days, you can't reverse it, but it is reversible early in pregnancy. When it comes to autism, anxiety attacks, things like depression, manic depression, bipolar disease, anxiety attacks. When you ask a psychologist or a psychiatrist what is the basic underlying cause of these things, they'll say, well, it's a chemical imbalance. That is absolutely, positively quite true. But then they make the mistake. They start giving them chemicals, drugs, pharmaceuticals to try and get everything in balance, when really the reason why they have a chemical imbalance is because they don't have enough nutrition for all the metabolic pathways to work in the brain. So what we do is through a system of giving them what we would call the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, the de-stress capsules, and getting them on a cleaned-up diet, free of sugar, free of fried foods, processed meats, oils, and gluten. We're going to support and promote healthy metabolism, healthy function of the brain, all parts of the brain, whether it's the thinking process, the memory process, the problem-solving process, or even the socialization process, which is all these things become disrupted because the brain requires 90 essential nutrients, just like the heart and the liver and the kidneys and the muscles. The brain requires 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. Never, 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 in the early stages, go to drugs. Sometimes you need them for an emergency, but the brain always needs 90 essential nutrients. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
All right, let's head to Cincinnati, Ohio. And Darwin, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Darwin, you're on the air.
Okay. I can make it quick. I've been holding for about 50-something minutes, and this phone's got about 10 minutes left. But I've been diagnosed with chronic kidney failure, malignant hypertension, and I've had it for 7 years. And I've heard you on TBN describe, I guess a guy was probably in his 80s on dialysis for 70 years, and a few days, whatever treatment you gave him, he was off. So, I've got your book. I looked in the Dead Doctors Don't Lie, but it was just general. It wasn't anything.
Okay, let's back up here. Are you on kidney dialysis?
Yes.
Okay, do you have diabetes?
No.
How much do you weigh, sir?
I guess my weight comes like 180. I used to be 220.
Okay, 180. And do you have any other issues other than dialysis? Any asthma, bronchitis, skin problems, bowel problems?
Well, when I got on dialysis, I lost my taste for food. So I replaced food for 7 years. I don't know if the surgery or the blood transfusion, I ended up with a rash all over my body. They did tests. They said it wasn't cancer, but they had no treatment for it. They couldn't tell me what it is.
How long? Well, okay, wait a minute. Whoa. How long have you had the rash?
7 years since I've been on dialysis and had the blood transfusion.
Okay. All right. Did you have asthma as a kid? Bronchitis, anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get Shar in on this one. This is a Shar thing. Okay. Here's a guy that has high blood pressure, hypertension. He's on dialysis, weighs 180 pounds, has a skin rash. What would you do for this guy, Shar?
Well, I'd get him on a gluten-free diet right away, and he needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs, and he needs to add the Ultimate Daily, because the high blood pressure is caused from the kidneys being plugged up. Okay,
very good. Yep, as Shar says, Darwin, when you have kidney failure, rarely is there anything wrong with the kidneys. Usually 99.9% of the time, which is almost 100%. What happens is you get an obstruction of the little afferent arteries inside the kidney, which brings the dirty blood into the filtering units. And when you don't get the blood into the filtering units, you see a decrease in kidney function, not because there's anything wrong with the kidney, it just doesn't get the raw materials, doesn't get the dirty blood to deal with. So the filtering function goes way down. So our goal here is for 180 pounds, as Shar said, you want to have 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. It'll be 3 of our Ultimate Selenium at breakfast and dinner. It'll be Let's see here, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus of breakfast dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 for breakfast dinner, 3 of the EFA Plus as a breakfast dinner, 3 of the EFAs as a breakfast dinner, all that be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. That is to support and promote healthy metabolism, support healthy blood pressure. And then you throw in the 1 bottle of the Ultimate Daily Tablets. That'll be 3 Ultimate Daily Tablets of breakfast and dinner. Again, they're going to support and promote healthy blood flow, even through obstructed arteries. They're going to support and promote healthy blood pressure. And when you get on a gluten-free diet, as Shar said, no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, drop dead, no everybody in the household, including the dog and the cat and the bird and the fish and mother-in-law and spouse and kids, everything's got to be gluten-free. I mean gluten-free. And then you throw in no fried foods, no processed meats, it's no deli slices, sandwich meats, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely no oils. It means no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils, and no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And what's going to happen here is you're going to support and promote your immune system. You're going to support and promote healthy metabolism. You're going to support and promote healthy kidney function. You're going to support and promote healthy blood pressure. And call us every couple of weeks, if you would, Darwin. Let us know your weight, what your creatinine levels are. Tell us what the dialysis doctors are saying. Let us know your blood pressure, and let us know how your skin's doing. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Maryland. And Gene, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Gene, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello, Gene, you're on the air.
Yes, thank you for taking my call.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, I have some friends that have a King Charles Spaniel, and it has a heart murmur and mitral valve prolapse where the valve is leaking. And I told them I'd try to get in touch with you and see if you had any recommendations for them.
Sure. How much does the dog weigh?
20 pounds.
Okay, 20 pounds. Okay, now, Shar, this is a Shar thing. You have a couple of dogs, and you've been through a lot of helping other people with their dogs. There's a 20-pound dog, has a history. Now, is this a heart murmur, Gene? Is this new, or is it something the pup was born with, or what?
I don't know. Last time they took him to the vet.
They found
that's what the vet told them, which has been about a month or so ago.
Okay. All right, so, Shar, what would you do for a 20-pound dog that has some heart issues?
Personally, I would give him the Arthrodex for sure, and I would give him extra selenium.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a very good start. Definitely is 1 scoop for 25 pounds of body weight, so I just go ahead and give the dog a full scoop of the Arthrodex. It's a complete supplement for dogs and cats and other carnivores except for the EFAs. I would also throw in the EFAs. I'd get a large bottle of the EFAs and give that dog 2 of the EFAs a day. Shar said I would also get a bottle of selenium and give that dog 1 of our seleniums, just either capsule down the throat every day or open up and dump the powder in the food, 1 of our ultimate selenium capsules a day. I'd also throw in the de-stress capsules because it deals with certain types of anemia. It also deals with congestive heart failure. A lot of times when the heart enlarges from either selenium deficiency or deficiency of some of the B vitamins, the valves don't meet properly, and you get a murmur created because the valve's too big the heart's too big for the valves. We want the heart to be normal size. We want to support and promote healthy metabolism, healthy muscle function, and healthy size and all that kind of stuff. And so that's where we'd start. And we double check the dog food and make sure if the dog's getting dry dog food that is grain-free. It's got to be gluten-free, because gluten intolerance can actually restrict the absorption so that the dog's going to get the benefit of all these nutrients. So double check, make sure there's no gluten in that dog food. Let us know how this works out here, Gene. Okay, Doug, we got time to start another one?
Yeah, let's head to Canada. And Catherine, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Catherine, you're on the air.
Okay, hello, Dr. Wallach. I have a few questions for you. I have a friend, and I have thought about for her the indigestion pack, but I'm not sure if I feel she should take that because the doctor is giving her medicine with that coats her stomach, and she has indigestion very bad. The medicine he's giving her, he said, is for she has seizures. I don't know what kind of seizures, but she cannot digest her food. and he said if she doesn't, he said it has to coat her stomach because it would burn a hole.
Okay, Catherine, we're going to have to go to a commercial break. We'll come back to you after the break's over. You're listening to Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network.
We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity, 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, we need to go right back to Canada and Catherine. You need to get back to the beginning here. We had a little technical difficulty there, Catherine. And so you have a female friend who has a digestive problem. You put her on the digestive pack, and that's when I lost you.
Okay. I was going to suggest the digestive pack, but she also has osteoporosis, and she has seizures. I don't know why seizures.
Okay, now how long has she had the seizures?
Years.
Years. 10 years, 20 years?
No, quite. I didn't ask her that question.
Okay, but I'm assuming she's on medication for that.
Yes. Now, the seizures she has taken for medication, but they also gave her another medicine because the medicine for the seizures is burning a hole in her stomach, so I can't give her the digestion pack because she can't even dissolve her food. Absorb the food she's taking, and she doesn't eat any of the forbidden food.
How much does she weigh? How much does she weigh?
About 400 pounds.
Okay. Okay, well, this lady's in trouble, obviously, right? How tall is she?
She's about 5'5".
Okay. So she's 250 pounds overweight at least. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this one because I only have a short period of time here. But she has osteoporosis. She's got digestive problems. She's got seizures. This gal, obviously, at 400 pounds, ideally would have 4 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. I mean, that's going to be a heavy load on her stomach if she's got bleeding ulcers and all this kind of stuff. So what I would do is start her on something very simple. I'd put her on I'd start out with 1 Healthy Start Pack per month, just 1 Healthy Start Pack per month. Divide it into 4 quarter doses and give her a quarter dose at breakfast, a quarter dose at lunch, a quarter dose at dinner time, and a quarter dose at bedtime with a glass of water. Okay, just start with 1 and divide it into 4 quarter doses and separate them out, 1 with each meal, and then the 4th one at bedtime with a glass of water, maybe a little snack. I would also let her drink for an energy drink the Rebound or the Pollen Burst Plus, which is the new drop-dead gluten-free one. And Pollen Burst is a very good source of energy. And, of course, the Rebound, it comes in powder in little sticks. You tear them, put the powder into 12 ounces of water, ready to sip on. I would go with that rather than diet drinks and so forth. The reason why she's overweight, she's got a gluten intolerance. She cannot absorb nutrients. She can absorb calories, obviously, but she's not absorbing nutrients. Why she has all these other problems, including osteoporosis. So let's start there. And then we get things under control where she's able to consume all this, and she's moving forward. Wouldn't hurt for her to use our Slender Effects meal replacer. Throw 4 eggs in there, make it with heavy whipping cream, and blend that up. And see if she can freeze it, make ice cream out of it, and see if she won't nibble on that for ice cream. There's only 110 calories per serving, but then you throw in the heavy whipping cream and the 4 eggs. That's going to bring it up to about 700-800 calories per serving. But again, I want you to blend up the eggs and the Slender Effects Weight Management meal replacer, but make it with the no, don't make it with heavy whipping cream because I want her to lose weight. Make it with the water. Just make it with the water. That's going to bring the calories down to about 400 calories. Yeah, make it with water, not heavy whipping cream. And let her nibble on this ice cream. People who are in trouble with their digestive system, they're ill, they don't feel good, they'll nibble on a little ice cream. She may only eat a tablespoon at a time, and then a couple hours later she eats another tablespoon, and so on. And she's going to get some great nutrition that way. You could even put some of that Beyond Tangerine powder into that when you blend it up. It'll add kind of a little zesty taste to it. She needs the 2.0, which is the peach flavor. We also have the let's not even give her the ASAP for weight loss until we get her going on this for a couple of weeks. Okay, well, thank you so much. Shar, just super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.